sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground so we can fly again, so we can fly again. 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 We can fly again.
Atomic particles traveling near the speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature.
Like a
close to the speed of light is a kind of elixir of life. Because time slows down close to the speed of light, special relativity provides us with a means of going to the stars.
The chance to run, leave behind the said and done, figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond a shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe, and I guess I could be stronger now, and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me. Give it up, baby, I'm not fooling anyone. Always going on and on. Can't you keep it to yourself for once? Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow of doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger.
Back to Simplay Motorsport here with a bit of rain, it would seem, in qualifying for this Oulton Park race. And what a crackerjack show we have lined up for you tonight. It is going to be fascinating. Rounds 7 and 8 of the British Touring Car Championship here at Simplay Motorsport. And would you guess it, Fury has got himself a penalty at this moment. Dan is also not on the 100 litres, so Dan could be facing an investigation there. So first of all, before we get into it, Jamie Brasier, my co-commentator, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Mathew. How are you?
Very well, bit tired, but all good myself, buddy. Good weekend?
Yeah, good. Yeah, very good weekend.
Obviously disappointed to not get your first win in the F1, but apart from that, good night for you and the Ferrari team.
Yeah, it was a very good night. I think, from what I said on stream Sunday night, I think it's best to leave it at that, as I think people on the stream could tell I wasn't very happy with it.
So then going into tonight, 4 drivers, 6 drivers will be on 100 litres of fuel. Andy and that Bozzy boy are light of fuel, or on 100 litres of fuel as filler drivers. And the other 4, Cobb, Fury, Dan and WRSCJ should have 100 litres. Jay does. Fury, I think we saw did. Excuse me. Fury does, yeah. What about Cobb?
Cobb has now come out of the pits. He is
Cobb also does. Just double check Andy and... there we go. Dan must have noticed the fuel situation as he now comes out. Andy has 100 litres of fuel and that Bozzy boy not yet on track, but 17 litres of fuel. Jamie, Oulton Park Island circuit tonight. We see this very quite often in the British touring cars. What are we looking forward to about this track?
So it's a bit like the British Monaco, really. It's very, very difficult to attack around here, to pass, but it's a very picturesque circuit. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge for people to pass, as we see in touring cars. You don't really see too many overtakes around here, but say with the added rain in it, might make it that little bit easier. Yeah, the forecast set to brighten up as the racing goes on, but a little bit of rain around at this moment in time in this 10-minute qualifying session where there's 7 minutes 30 left, and we are yet to see our first time on the board. Megane, Astra, BMW, Mercedes, Jamie, the 4 car choices we have tonight. What are we thinking in terms of car choice for this circuit? It's a rear-wheel drive circuit, so you got to put your money on the BMW, and especially as it's raining at the minute. So qualifying, you've got to put your money on a BMW taking pole position. And there's only one BMW out there tonight. No Mazda, no Monkey Boy. There is only Gary 131 out on the circuit tonight in this BMW. Obviously missed last week due to power problems on his steering wheel. He's got them sorted and he's ready to go for tonight's race. Pole out at the minute for the top 4 in the championship for who you think will take pole position. And speaking of the championship, let's run you through it. Cobb then leads away 6 points clear of Fury with WRSCJ 9 behind. 11 points behind the leader is Unorthodox 16. It is so tight between the top 4. Nick the Villa then running in P5. He's some 30 points off the back. Smoky Devil in P6 with John Boy. Not yet to be here tonight, John Boy in P7. 34 points off the back. Craig E, 48 points off the back of the leader with Mazda on 37, some 61 behind. Gary 131, 35 points, 63 points behind the championship leader. Tied with M. Plava for P11. Monkey Boy rounding out the top 12 at the moment. And as we know, the top 12 will go to that knock-hill shootout for the last 2 races of the season. Just outside of it then is one of 3 Scotsmen, and 2 of 3 Scotsmen aren't even in the top 12. Welshie, 13th place, 21 points, but with no Monkey Boy, that should help him out tonight. DJ Phil is on 18. Bryn on 17 points in P15. Lucas Roth on 15 points. That Bozzy Boy scored 4, and Andy on 5 himself. Fury, the quickest man out on track at the moment, but has that crucial grid penalty. Yeah, so 100 litres probably not going to have as much of an effect in the wet. So we see in touring cars season's gone, look, the ballast doesn't seem to have as much an effect in the wet, but look, the BMW's gone pole. So Gary then taking that pole position mark by 0.04 of a second. What a time from Gary 131. And do you know the nice thing about reading them tables and standings out there? I could pronounce the names. Yeah. Because that was one hard job this weekend to pronounce them names and get them correct. Currently, Cobb leading the way on the pole. Nobody tipping Fury or Jay for a pole position. That pole will end with about 2 minutes to go in qualifying. And Gary then taking pole position. Smoky Devil looks like his car's had a roll or something. It looks very battered and bruised. And what can he do in this qualifying session tonight then? He's got a lot of work to do. Yeah, so at the minute he's not set a time, so the only person he'd start above is Liam as he goes very, very deep at that corner. If a certain person's watching, he'll be very intrigued about that corner. I think Matt knows who that person
Kieran
is.
Argent?
Yep, that would be.
I also think Mazda would have had nightmares if he'd have seen Kieran Argent lunging at him once again, and that goes back from our old league. And would you look at that, Jamie? Looks like the rain has stopped, but with 4 minutes left, will this track now start to dry up as Cobb and Fury have gone back above Gary? Let's just check that Bozzy boy out on track. Does he have the 100 litres in the car? No. So for Liam, that could spell a disqualification from qualifying in this race at the moment. Gary, wow, by a whole second. Gary 131 flying at the minute.
Yeah, that BMW is taken like a duck to water.
Literally in the puddles of Oulton Park here. Bozzy boy back in the pit lane. So is this for him to put the 100 litres of fuel back in the car? It is.
Yeah,
so he's listening.
Yeah, he's going to get one lap in. At the minute, DJ Phil's not come out of the pits. Bryn is now coming towards the final corner, which Matt will have fond memories of as well.
We'll ignore that one. As we say, a good evening to PN Motorsport in the chat. And PN, I watched the stream back today. Such bad luck on the last lap of Mexico. Evening to Welshie and Smithy as well, the GOAT in the chat. And Fury's Grandad, evening all. You did brilliantly at the weekend. Tony, thank you very much. Appreciate the kind words. As Craigie comes to the line, and no improvement for him. Liam back in the pits once again here, and Keegs some 7.2 seconds off the pace at the moment.
Yeah, so that's Keegs in the pits. Don't know if that was a bit of lag. There's 2 cars coming to the line. I don't quite know who those are. One of them's Gary, one of them is Jay. So Gary's now coming around the final corner. Can he improve even further on us? On
a drying track as well, so we'd imagine times are going to start to improve, and he does. 0.8 of a second. What did Jay do? I don't think Jay improved. He gets to the line, stays 10th, so no improvement for Jay. But on a drying track, Gary's pitted. Is Gary going to pop a pair of slick boots on this car?
Well, no. I was going to say he's definitely going to try. Smoky Devil comes to the line. Is he going to improve anything? No,
but Smokey P5, good lap from him. Dan in the background, currently in 4th, and goes P2 in his little Astra, and decides that I'm going to just drift through turn 1 and completely ruin my lap. He needs to get that in the pits and out the pits as soon as possible. The problem for Dan is he'll be back to 100 litres of fuel. Every bit of track that Dan can drive around is lowering the fuel, and the track is drying out. Is Dan going to have bailed on this lap and go again next time around? Nick the Villa. Where is he? P8 at the moment. Who's coming to the end of the lap? I wonder if we could pick a car up. There's a lot of cars in the pits. Bozzy Boy and Phil will not set a time. Jay won't get back out. Neither will Cobb. Here comes Lucas Roth then. This will be an outlap. So he's going to get one flying lap in this car.
Yeah, next car's just coming towards the end of Sector 2. I wonder who that is. That's Nick the Villa.
We'll stay with Nick the Villa then. As Tyler Fowler, let's go Fury in the chat. Oh, Nick a bit wide through Druids and all over the curb and just managing to correct the car. That's Gary who's had a moment in the background, but he's came out the pits. I think Gary's risking the slick tyres here. And you know what? It could be a decent shout for Gary 131. I mean, he's comfortable at the moment. Here comes Nick the Villa then. Any improvement on his time? To the line he goes. And he does. 0.9 of a second up to P5. Who was that in the background? Smoky Devil drops down to 8th. He improves back up to 7th. Gary to the line. Outlap. Dan to the line. He had a bad lap as well. So these have got... one last lap here. That is Andy, I think, in the background coming to the line. Crosses the line and goes P3. And Dan is done for qualifying. Andy up to 3rd place, so gets another run at this. Who's now at the final corner? Not too sure. There's a couple of cars coming in. And Plava to the line. First one to finish, goes 2nd. Can we find who's behind him? It's Welshie's one of them. Bryn.
Craig and
So Bryn goes 11th, Craig moves up to P5, Cobb down in 7th, Fury to 3rd, but has a time penalty. What about Welsh? He currently 10th place, crosses the line, no improvement from him. That at the final corner, I do believe, is Lucas Roth, aka Keegs, so let's see what he can do. Down through D-Leap he comes now, up over the brow of the hill, to the line, flat scat, here comes Lucas Roth. Stays P13, so a terrible lap from him. Who's in the next car? I think it was Nick the Villa. It is. Yep. I think the one behind him was Gary, if I'm right.
Yeah, let's see whether the sectors have paid dividends for Gary.
And Plava here, though, Jamie. What a qualifier for him. 3 tenths off the pole at the minute. And Dan demoted to 4th, but Fury has that grid penalty. Nick the Villa to the line, no improvement. Here comes Gary 131 to the line. Any improvement on his best? No. Who's the next car? It was Andy, I do believe, the last car to come to the line and finish. Currently P5 in the standings, and he brings it into the pit lane to Gary, starting the night with a pole position and an extra point, and he took pole Sunday night in the F1, and that actually put him above Dan in terms of.
Times of
oh no, we don't do it. We don't do a point for pole position. No, yes, we do. We do a point for pole position. Sorry. In terms of pole position, yeah, it was Gary who took a point. Jamie, run us through this standings.
So on pole position is Gary 131. Alongside him will be Emplav at third, qualifying third, but being demoted to 4th is Theory. Dan unorthodox gets promoted to position. Andy, making his touring car debut, is 5th. Craig, 6th. Cobb, 7th. Nick de Villa, 8th. Smoky Devil, 9th. Welshie, 10th. Bryn, 11th. Jay, 12th. Lucas Roth, 13th. DJ Phil, and that Aussie boy not setting a lap time down in 14th and 15th.
So not setting a lap time there. We are just going to wait for the drivers, and look at that. It's cleared up. An absolute treat for these drivers in this first race. So the qualifying lap record is set by the legend himself, Jason Plato, of a 1 minute 25.5 back in 2015. The race lap record was done last year by a Mr. Tom Ingram in his Ginsters liveried Toyota in Hyundai himself with a 126 dead. So will we see them times tonight? I know the guys are running in about the 125s, 124s if you're quick. So we need to go through our checks. Cobb. In fact, first of all, Dan and Fury, they're on the second row. Dan 100 litres, Fury 100 litres. Yes. Andy 100 litres. Yes. Cobb down in 7th 100 litres. Yes. WRSEJ down in 12th 100 litres. Yes. And that Buzzy Boy 100 litres. Yes. Dan said, Jamie, before we came on air today, I could lose the 100 litres for the first time since round 1. He does. That's how confident Dan feels that his Astra isn't going to do a lot. Gary now 16th pole position here at Simplay Motorsport. 2 now clear of Dan and only 3 off the back of Jamie himself. I'll tell you what, whoever is trying to go for pole, they've got a long way to go to catch Andy. Andy on 32 pole positions. For Gary, though, tonight, it could be race win number 20 and pull 2 clear of myself, but also be 2 off the back of Jamie Brasier. Dan's record of 35. Fury's within 9 race wins of that. So Fury's closing that gap to Dan. Gary had the chance to close the gap on Sunday, but failed miserably at the end. It was Sutty Apex who took the F1 race. And we, Jamie, are about to get going here as there's 1, 2, 3 reds. And a set of greens, and it is going. Dan looked like he got off the line really well provisionally, but look at that BMW just absolutely launch away. And Dan already around the outside of Emplava into the first corner, and that is job done if you're on Orthodox 16. Now, down the avenue towards Cascades. This is a really tricky part. You don't want to try and make a move through here. Real tricky corner to get right. Gary's checked out. Dan second place. Fury's got past Emplava now as well. And everybody at this moment looks like they've got away well, apart from what looks to be Craig, DJ Phil, and Welshie in the background, who's had a drama.
Yes, there's only DJ Phil and Welshie who have had a drama. This is a key overtaking opportunity up the hill, down towards Knickerbrook chicane.
Down towards the Knickerbrook chicane then. And through Hislops they go into Knickerbrook corner, and Gary has an almighty lead, and the pressure of Fury on the back of Dan at the minute is something to behold. Andy has got past Emplava. Emplava's dropped down to 5th, and Jay, in fact, what has happened to Emplava? He's tumbling down the order. Keegs has had a moment, Emplava's had a moment, and I believe that is also Nick the Villa, yes. Dramas for a few drivers there.
Yeah. Jay's made a brilliant start. He's already up to 5th. We normally say, we said at the start of the broadcast, you can't overtake around here. Jay's proven otherwise.
Yeah, it looks like Bryn's also gone through with him, because Bryn's up into 6th place. And Fury round the outside of Dan into Oulton. Be careful not to touch! And they do touch! And tap! And Dan is off! He tries to straighten Fury up with a tap on the rear. Craig's in the pits. And here comes Andy through up the inside at Cascades. We'll jump off Andy a moment. And Jay then. Dan making a rare mistake there.
Yeah, Dan's got back through on Andy though.
He has indeed. So Dan, job done. But what dramas, the 3-time pro champ just causing a few moments there. Sorry, I was just reading a message from Phil, who's on his steering wheel for the first time.
Yeah, Dan gets all up the curb there.
Look at Craig and DJ Phil both in the pit lane then. So their race is ruined. Craig comes out the pits now. Welsh is way behind Emplava, so he must have had another drama. Emplava trying to get on the back of Nick the Villa. But Fury, Dan and Andy, all with 100 litres here, are trying to hunt that man in the yellow BMW down. And it's been a while since we've talked about Gary winning a race. It could have been Sunday, but it wasn't to be. Buzzy Boy from the very back of the pack here. Look, up to P7 on the back. Who's that? That's Cobb he's fighting with. Also trying to get past Bryn. And Lucas Roth having a look here. And that is Cobb up the inside of Buzzy Boy. Thank you, Mama, for the carrots. Job done, he says. And Lucas Roth wants an invite to the party.
Yeah, Lucas Roth has got a key up the inside. And he's not going to quite get job done because Cobb's the inside.
Oh, Buzzy turns in on Keegs here. They both managed to keep it going. They're now side by side coming down towards Cascades. DJ Phil was parked on pit exit as he was being lapped. And now Smoke Liam once again taps Keegs into the wall and off at Cascades corner. And for Keegs then, it's going from bad to worse as Emplava picks up yet another place. And Buzzy Boy on his merry way, but the championship battle from the leaders. Andy round the outside of his lobs and down on the curbs and hits Andy off. And Jay doesn't need a second invite to get on the podium. Unorthodox here seems to be a bit of a sitting duck, and he's getting this horribly wrong.
Yeah, it's not a nice thing being sitting duck because, say, with him being slower than all the others, they think they can get past absolutely everywhere, but they just, let's say, with the tightness of the track, you just can't. And Dan's had contact with 2 drivers now. Andy's now all on his own a bit. Britain is just in front of Cobb, and Smoky Devil's now going to look on the back, as well as Nick the Villa. That Buzzy Boy has dropped quite a way back, and he's he's got past Emplava, and Welsh's got a time penalty as well.
Welsh's been speeding in the pit lane. And you have to say, for Bryn this year, on Project Cars, GT3s and Touring Cars, Bryn seems to be stepping up his game on his steering wheel on a new level this season, as Cobb coming under pressure from Smokey at Oulton, not going to work around the outside, and Bryn, look, just casually driving here, Jamie, while the cars behind are fighting and battling and scrapping it out, but the man out front, 1.5 seconds nearly, in fact, that's under a second now, as it backs up. So Gary must have been coming through. Gary was coming through the hairpin. That's why the gap tumbled down so much. But you have to say here, Bryn driving a very nice, cautious race at the moment.
Oh, Smokey's just hit the back of Nick the Villa manages to muscle his way through. Bryn went a little bit wide there. That's going to present with half a chance, but Bryn's got the drive out of the corner and there's a way.
Got the pace over Cobb, hasn't he, because of the fact that Cobb's running that full fuel. Look at the way that McGann doesn't bounce off that curb like Unorthodox' Astra did. 18 people coming to watching the stream. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell to be notified. Also, get your votes in. Only 1 vote in for Gary to win the race at the minute, so 100% on Gary. And Cobb here, Jamie, when he gets the sniff up the inside of Bryn just is able to accelerate away because he's lighter on the fuel. And I think we've had a car off. Someone sounds slow. It's Welshie, so he's a lap down.
Yeah. The thing is, Cobb's got to be very careful because Nick the Villa, he could go for an attack on Bryn, and Nick the Villa's going to be straight there as he's going to try and look for the cut back. Smokey's there as well, so Cobb's at risk of getting absolutely mugged here by the two other McGanns, and Nick the Villa just has a straight line speed. Smokey's going to look up the inside as well.
And for Cobb here, his three championship rivals sit second, third and fourth. And Cobb and Smokey make contact and into the wall on the exit of Old Hall Corner. And how many times do you see that happen? But Cobb with damage in this first race. And Jamie, his championship rivals are second, third and fourth. This man might not be running 100 litres of fuel in race 2. He might get to qualify for race 2. But you'll want to be scoring consistent points. And it is not going to happen in this one, you feel?
No, it's definitely not going to happen in this one because I feel he's going to have to come back to the pits unless he can drive round the damage and stay out. Because say with the track being so tight, he can try and defend quite well.
Some more votes coming in, and the votes are going the way of Fury at the moment in terms of this race win. Smokey, huge damage as well. This is Lucas Roth gaining on the back of that Buzzy Boy once again here. And Liam, he's got his new pedals in, so hopefully that'll stop his problems on the steering wheel of cutting out. He's also got his new sim rig, so first race in the new rig. And we wish him the best luck. And Bryn's made a mistake at Druids.
Yeah, Bryn, that's easily done there. Just running that little bit wide and...
I think, is there someone else off? There sounded like there was a car off. No, slowing for the pit lane. That's Craig. No, it's not. It's Phil, sorry. So Phil in the pits once again here then. And he is pretty much going to be 50th place. Evening to Fury's mum as well in the chat. Dan getting a vote now for the race win. Whoever's voted that one, give your glasses a wipe. Mummy D in the chat. Good evening, mother. As Dan coming under some immense pressure from what was an old rival in an old league. And the foe from last season, Jamie, in the Pro, is once again on the rear end of an Orthodubs. And Andy must be getting sick of looking at the back of one of an Orthodubs' cars. Evening to Dean Wasaki as well.
Yeah, Andy will be getting sick of looking at the back of an Orthodubs' car. He's going to try every which way to get past, but say Dan, enough to just putting the car in the right positions, but say, oh, Andy touched the grass there, he's managed to keep it going.
You look at the last lap times, Jamie. Jay quicker than the two cars in front. Fury also 7/10 quicker than Gary. Andy now pulls right, pulls left, but can't sell Dan the dummy. He's too wise for that, but look at the run off the curb, so he's going to have to yield that time. He hasn't, though. He's kept the car pinned there. And Gary, look at Andy looking around the outside of Dan into turn 1. No, because he's got the job done already. And Andy can sail off into the distance here. In this first race at Oulton Park, round 7 of the night, Gary out front has absolutely gone. What is happening? The Bozzy Boy, Lucas Roth. Bozzy Boy's had a moment somewhere. Smoky Devil with damage has got past. So has Lucas Roth there, and Smoky Devil, the battle of the Scotsman. Smoky up the inside. That McGann clearly badly damaged, but we don't know what is wrong with the Aidan Moffat looking Keegs car, as he's been in the wars a bit today.
Yeah, so he's probably got a bit of damage as well, and Smoky's driving around it a bit more. I think DJ Phil had just gone a bit wide.
I think he stayed out the way, didn't he, because of the oncoming traffic. Look at that Bozzy Boy then. Is he looking up the inside? No! Smoky has braked really early there. Keegs did so well not to climb into the back of him, and Liam nearly gains 2 places through an incident, but doesn't. Good job on the awareness from Lucas Roth there. Gary then, 2.2 clear. He has checked out in front at this moment in time. And Keegs really trying to get past his Scottish foe for a top 10 position in this race.
Yeah, he is. And say Emplaver's now onto the back of Cobb as well. Cut back to this battle. Lucas Roth tried it at hairpin, just went too deep and nearly lost the position. Smoky run a bit wide here. Lucas Roth seems like he's got a better run. Is he going to have a look into the final corner?
He's going to look up the inside. He is here. He's going to make the move, you know. Lucas Roth into the final corner. Job done. Bozzy Boy tries to follow him through, but can't do it. And Smokey got a better exit. We're all good, Dean. Hope you're well yourself. 21 people watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new. And hit the bell to be notified. Fury and Gary, 43% to the votes each. 14% for Dan. And none for N Plaver after his terrible start to this race. But he is on the back of Cobb. And Cobb is gaining on the back of Bryn. So this McGann must carry the damage rather well.
Yeah, it must do, because Smoky Devil isn't falling away from Lucas Roth here, and Liam, that Bozzy Boy can't really put him under any sort of pressure. So Smoky Devil attacking Lucas Roth. Oh, look, he's gone deep.
He has gone deep, but Smokey's followed him, and I think Bozzy Boy followed him as well. Yeah, they did. All three of them there followed them. Get your final votes in on the poll through. You think it's going to win this race? The poll will end with 5 minutes left of the race. There's 8 minutes 30 seconds, and Smokey looking at the Hislop chicane, and Keegs just locking up ever so slightly here and there.
Yeah, he is. Again, Smokey's not able to put him under.
Oh, Jamie, Andy's 3 seconds up the road from Dan. So what has happened up there? We saw Andy pass him, but Dan has just dropped off.
You look at his last lap, Andy was 1.8 seconds quicker, so I just reckon that's just what how that Astra handles 100 litres. And now on the back of Bryn, and he's brought Cobb with him.
The question is, can Nick the Villa get on the back of Dan? That gap is 5 seconds, and you're right. Emplava up to 8th place ahead of Cobb, and he's trying to get on the back of Bryn. You look at Bryn, 3/10 quicker than Cobb last lap. Emplava 1.2 quicker than Bryn last lap. He is really coming here, and the last time Emplava raced at Oulton Park was the GT3s last season, where he was so strong, but made one mistake, and it cost him 2 race wins.
Yeah, he's not going to look around the outside of Bryn unless he can get the cutback. That's not going to work. But he's got the cutback. Bryn comes across on him, but he's going to get the better drive. It looks like the McGann has. So Bryn comes to cover. Can you get the inside, or Emplava doesn't send it up the inside? Waits patiently.
And that was decent driving from Bryn there. Just gave Emplava enough room, but knew he had the momentum in that McGann to just pull away and be able to cover his line. He defended well into hairpin, ran a little bit deep. Now then, the battle out front, 1.6 seconds. This man gaining on Bryn. Lucas Roth, that Bozzy Boy has just got past Smokey Devil as well. I'm looking at seeing on my timing screens. But Emplava here, right on the back, has a bit of a wiggle behind Bryn. That's going to allow Cobb the momentum and the run down towards the corner. In fact, he's already got the job done. Back comes Emplava to have a look here into Lodge. Can't get the job done. Now Cobb has a run on Bryn. Down through Deerleap. Back up over the hill. And Bryn and Cobb are still side by side. You just see that Bryn's got the better straight line speed. He's got to go around the outside at Old Hall Corner and gives Cobb plenty of room and respect. Oh, and Emplava taps the rear of Bryn. And they're both round and Emplava's in the wall.
And here comes Lucas Roth. Lucas Roth is going to get past Emplava.
What's happened to Bozzy Boy and Smokey? Lucas Roth has dropped them.
Yeah, I wonder whether those two have had a coming together.
Interesting, but Lucas Roth now P9. Emplava down in 10th place. Andy's getting past Jay. Jay was slow up Clay Hill there. He must have had a horrendous run. And Andy, P4.
Yeah, he's...
No, P3, sorry.
Oh, Lucas Roth, I think, has made a mistake because Emplava's just got back through on him.
No, he hasn't. Emplava's down in 12th.
Emplava's 9th.
He's lagging. Oh, no. Oh, no. And Emplava once again.
Yeah, we've lost him again. Fury is 1.2 off the back of Gary now. With 5 hits left, can he catch him?
It's going to be a tough ask for this man to catch Gary. Gary, we'll get to see what the BMW can do with 100 litres of fuel, you feel, on the last lap. But that promotes Bozzy Boy, Smokey Devil, Craig E, Welshie and DJ Phil up another place. 22 people watching, 10 likes. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get this stream spread around because what an opener to this race. Nick the Villa within 3 seconds of Dan. And we're going to end the poll there. A tied vote of 43% each for Fury and Gary then. 42%, apologies. So people thinking that Fury can get on the back of Gary and win this race. Down the order though, let's just go to Nick the Villa. Let's go on board Nick the Villa as well. A second quicker than Dan. And on the roof camera, if we can get to it, there we go. There is the man in front of him, Jamie. And what a job Nick the Villa's got on his hands here. He can see Dan getting closer and closer.
Yeah, he can. You can see him getting closer and closer, but he knows the time is running out. The big thing for Nick the Villa is does he go for broke, trying to get 5th place, or conserve the points and try and go for a better race.
Well, either way here, these drivers won't be running 100 litres of fuel because that's the top 4. So either way, these guys are safe. 15 drivers started the race. The top 8 cannot qualify. So at the minute, everybody down to Bryn cannot qualify. This man now has the gap just down to a second. He is coming on Gary, but is it 0.2 a lap enough?
No, I don't think that's enough. Jay hasn't really dropped behind Andy.
No, he's coming back at Andy here. Craig E as well on the back of Smoky Devil. I'm looking at the timing screens. That's within a second. So Craig looking for some extra points in this one. And Bozzy's got back ahead of Keegs.
Yeah, just seen that up the road. Yeah, so good move there from Bozzy. He's out into 9th place. Is Keegs going to come back at him?
And Liam there, doing his fastest lap of the race and was some 2.7 quicker than Keegs. So I reckon Keegs has made a mistake somewhere, as he was a little slower this lap. Craig's got Smokey. That job is done for Craig E. Yeah. And as the cameraman picks them up, coming down towards Cascade, Fury's got Gary! Oh, he's threw it away again! He threw it away Sunday. He keeps throwing away every touring car race. And now, Fury has a 1 second lead over this man with just under 3 minutes to go.
So, 3 minutes left. Gary's just got under 3 litres of fuel left as well. So it's going to be tight for him to make the finish.
Gary 131. What has he done here? There is someone off at Cascades. I think it was DJ Phil, yeah.
DJ Phil or Welshie.
There's a bumper, it looks like, in the background as well. I think it is DJ Phil.
Yeah, it is.
Who is over 6 minutes down here. Wow, struggling.
Yeah, he is struggling. Gary's now going to fight all he can to get that lead back, but that's going to be a tough ask.
Look at the pace that BMW. It's already pulled 0.2 of a second just out the hairpin alone, and Gary into Druids now. We head to Gary's favourite track next week, Snetterton. So Gary will be loving it there, and look at Gary now. He's pulled another 0.2 through the Hislop chicanes and up through Knickerbrook, up Clay Hill. Gary is coming on the back of Fury, but needs to get Druids and Lodge absolutely spot on to get a good run down the first towards Old Hall.
Yeah, so Gary's going to want to hope this is the next lap is the last lap. If not, he's not making it to the finish.
134, 133, 132. You're right, you know. Gary needs to hope and pray that the next lap is the last lap. I think it will be the last lap. Gary could be a lucky, lucky man, as it will be the final lap of the race now then. So this for the race win. And Gary not only looking for a race win, Fury he can lower this race win of Dan to 8, but also pull away a massive gap in the championship as Cobb is only 7th. Cobb has got past Bryn somewhat points in this race. Lucas Roth's back in front of that Bozzy boy. Craig and Smokey are gaining on them too. And Gary here, 0.8 in the tank. Could it go horribly wrong?
Oh, he nearly touches the grass there as well, slides it round the corner. He's looking for the drive. He's out of the corner. He's got absolutely nothing left in the tank. He's going to have half a litre, and he's got less than half a litre. I don't think he's going to make this.
This is going to be absolutely tight, but the other thing he's doing as well is he's trying to put that pressure on Fury and make Fury make a mistake and get Gary through for another race win, which would be a first for the BMW. But Fury defending up towards Druids. Up Clay Hill they go. Gary is pushing him. 0.1 in the tank. He's out of fuel, I think. No, just a problem. Now he's out. Gary 131. We saw Nicky last season in the GT3s. We're seeing Gary here. He is out of fuel. And Fury is going to inherit a race win. Let's go to Fury here then. He comes through, dear Leap. And it is a race win. Number 3 this season for Fury. Andy on his debut is going to take a P2, and Jay on the podium.
Dan gets 4th as well, so he hasn't lost 100 litres.
Oh, that is a shame for Dan. He would have been looking forward to losing the 100 litres, but he won't lose it. Gary's 5th, which is going to promote Nick the Villa to P5.
He's now retired.
So Gary, I think, will finish ahead of Welshie, because Welshie was a lap down on Gary 131. So 5th for Nick the Villa. Gary will finish P11. Cobb is going to come across then for a 6th place, inheriting a few more points at the very end there. For Bryn, it's going to be a 7th. Not a bad drive for Bryn in this one. He had the problem with Amplov early on, but 7th place, he can't qualify. And for that Buzzy boy, he can't qualify, as he's going to come home for a P8. Lucas Roth will gain a P9. It's going to be Craig E to take a 10th. When he gets to the line, he's coming. Oh, has he passed it? He has, yep.
Yeah, he's passed it.
Craig E a 10th. 9th, sorry. Yeah, is that right? A 9th for Craig? No, a 10th for Craig.
10th for Craig. 11th for Smokey.
12th for Gary. Welshie 13th. And DJ Phil 14th and bringing up the rear. Jamie, what a race. Who got the fastest lap?
That looked like it was Jay with a 1:24.6.
So WRSCJ then with 100 litres of fuel.
Yep. The only other person was Gary. That was a
24.8, yep. So Jay then takes the fastest lap of the race. And we are going to be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. I was born and when I watch me elevate. Watch me elevate. Yeah. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate.
Broken dreams in my pocket, golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it, you caught it. You're golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the street light at the young so I could show you. You're golden, golden, honestly you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden, yeah, you're golden. You're golden, yeah, you're golden, golden. my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the street light at the end so I could show you. You're golden, golden, honestly you glow it. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. You're golden. Golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You know it. Yeah, you're going.
Gentlemen, to Simplay Motorsport here for round 8 of the season. And we are going to get ready underway with the second qualifying here at Oulton Park. Top 8 cannot qualify, and the top 4 of Fury, Jay, Andy and Unorthodox have to run the 100 litres. Excuse me. But we're going to start with the podium finishes, and this man who's just joined, we'll start with him. Jay, third place in that race. Pretty gifted at the end with Gary running out of fuel.
Yeah, I was carrying a bit of damage because I hit the tyres at the chicane slightly, halfway through. So I was catching on Gary and Fury, but yeah, once I hit those, I got quite a bit of damage.
Andy got past you as well, and it was pretty much just staying in P4, wasn't it, at the end?
Yeah, it was just damage limitation. Once I hit those tyres, that was it. I knew I had the pace, but once you get the damage around it, it's game over.
Race 2, you start from towards the back end of the grid. 100 litres still in that car. You can't seem to get rid of it. What can you do?
Hopefully the same as race 1. I'm hoping anyway.
Oh, we hope to speak to you a little later on. Best of luck, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
And we got Andy in, and Andy in as a filler tonight. And it's obviously, we're used to speaking to Andy on the podium by now. Andy, a great little race from yourself in that Megane.
Yeah, it's great to be back in the Megane. It's been about over a year since I've raced in it, and I was wondering if I might be a bit rusty, but actually it was just like riding a bike, getting back in the car again after a little while away from it, and yeah, it just felt the same as always, so pretty glad about that. I had a bit of a battle with Dan earlier on, and we had a bit of a crash coming through his stops, which is, I suppose, just a racing incident really. You know, mistakes happen, nothing major, but got knocked back a few seconds from that. And yeah, I thought I was going to get P3 after getting ahead of Jay. Jay made a bit of a mistake on the exit of Knickerbock. From then, thought it was going to be P3, and then Gary ran out of field at the end, so nice surprise to get P2. Yeah, nice surprise to get P2, and like I say, nice to be in the Megane. The difference for you this season, though, from what you're used to running before, is the 100 litres of fuel. How did that feel for yourself? Definitely felt a bit of a handicap at first, but it's about adjusting and getting used to it, and I suppose you just got to be a little bit more harder on the steering and a bit more aggressive, a bit more counter steering, and it's already a bit of a jittery car to begin with, so it's about just being really on the ball with this Megane at the moment, and trying to anticipate what the car's going to do. Race 2, sorry. What can you do from towards the back end of the grid? It's going to be really hard because Gary's going to be able to qualify, so I don't know if we've got much of a chance of winning, but try and get another podium on it. You know, racing as a reserve, it's not a regular series for me. Can't race here every week on a Tuesday, so be cool to get on the podium again. If not, top 5. Well, we wish you the best of luck, buddy. Cheers, thanks for having me. And we've got Fury in as well, and Fury, it's another race win. You're chipping away at Dan's lead.
Yeah, thank God. I kind of feel bad for Gary, but I'm also glad. But racing. There's always mistakes in it.
There is always mistakes in it. Your Megane seems to be running quite well with the 100 litres of fuel. You can't seem to get rid of it as well as Jay.
Yeah, I was thinking that. After race 1, I don't think there's been a race apart from round 1 at Brands and at Donington that I've ran 100. Race 2,
you're a man of few words, aren't you, Fury? Race 2 going into it, you start second to last alongside Cobb, or just in front of Cobb. What can you do from by the back?
Hopefully the front left tyre can hold on long enough for me to be able to get through the pack, avoid any crashes, and try and get onto the back of Gary, because Gary is just a madman around here.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, buddy. Go and give him hell.
Cheers, mate.
And we'll go through the current championship standings as well. Fury leads the way now, 9 points clear of Cobb, 12 clear of Jay and 17 clear of Dan. Nick de Villa P5, 38 behind with Smoky Devil in P6. John Boy drops to 7th place with Craigie in 8th. Gary, 9th place on what could have been so much more for him, but he's gone ahead of Master and pulls away from Emplava. Monkey Boy rounding out the top 12 and the drivers that can qualify for Not Kill a little later on this season. Welshie is P14 with Lucas Roth in 15th place. DJ Phil and Andy tied on 20 points apiece, and that Buzzy Boy bringing up the rear. And Jamie, 216 points still left to play for. And the championship separated by 17 in the top 4. It couldn't be closer.
Couldn't be close. Could not be close. There's still so many points left to play for, and say there's a lot more that that's definitely gonna happen, and hopefully there's a few more surprises. Bryn's now joined the second back, so hopefully he can get a lap.
Bryn wasn't meant to qualify. Top 8 couldn't qualify, and Bryn was in that 8th spot after Gary ran out of fuel. So Bryn couldn't qualify, hence why he's back in. That Bozzy Boy, I think, can qualify. Oh, no, he can't. Top 8 was. So Dan can't, Fury can't, Jay can't, Cobb can't, Nick the Villa can't, Bryn can't, that Bozzy Boy can't, and Andy can't, meaning that Gary, Lucas Roth, Craig, Smokey, Plover and Walshy can, as can DJ Phil. Phil currently out there on a lap at the moment. Gary, 7 tenths quicker than Lucas Roth. And Keegs, can he up his game in this second race and score a podium?
Yeah, let's hope so, because we haven't spoken to Keegs for a very long while as Plover goes improved by 2 tenths. He's got the toe. I think that's up Gary. Gary goes even quicker, but Keegs goes even quicker because he's in the toe. Craig is now coming across the line. He doesn't improve. Smokey, can he improve? No. The next car to come across the line is Welshie.
Indeed it is. DJ Phil some 6 seconds off the back. Welshie, though, 8 tenths up on his time. Currently 3.4 off the lead. Top 5 separated by just under a second here. The vote was for Gary, Craig E, Bryn or Lucas Roth for pole position. 4 votes. All have gone the way of Gary 131. The only man that's close to him is Keegs here at the moment. Yes. In P2, 3 tenths off the back. The rest are all 9 tenths or slower.
Yeah, so it's still good to see most of them within a second as well. She improves by a second as well, so he's now 2.3 off the back. I think first across the line now is going to be...
It's going to be Gary then, yeah. It's Gary in front, giving Keegs a bit of a tow. Gary looked like he was 4 tenths down there, but comes through Druids. Can he make up any more time? Can he get it in towards the 23s? Lucas Roth will not be getting that slipstream here, but it's Gary, Lucas Roth, DJ Phil to set the next laps. I think Plover's in this pack, but he came out the pits this time around, so he's running on pretty much no fuel. And Gary, look, he's once again near enough out of fuel. He knows how that feels. Crosses the line, improves to a 23.9. Keegs has made a mistake somewhere. He's gone back to the pits. So Craig E, DJ Phil to the line. He doesn't improve. Craig does. But Gary in the 23s, that is impressive.
That's very impressive. And say if that's a pace he can run by himself, if he can run like that during the race and not run out of fuel, that's gonna have the rest of the guys who can't qualify very worried.
Indeed it is then. Gary still in the pits. Is he going to come back out? That's the question. He is coming back out. He's out now. Welshie to the final corner. Can Welshie improve on his time? Smokey Devil needs to hurry up and get out as well if he's to get another run at this one. So Cobb will start at the back with Fury and Dan. You've got to feel sorry for Dan. Started down in 13th. Welshie gets another 10th, so brings it down to 2.7. He's only 1.2 off the back of Emplava. Can Welshie, who's running quite a lot of fuel for qualifying.
Yeah, he is. 37 litres. I'd say Gary's running 7.3. I think the reason he pitted just then was because he didn't have enough fuel for another lap. Lucas Roth is on 8.9. Craig's on 5. Smokey Devil's not coming back out, and Emplava's on 5.
Yeah, Smokey Devil will not be coming back out. He is done. DJ Phil then will be the first man to cross the line and should get another lap time in, as should Craig, maybe even Lucas Roth. So here comes DJ Phil. Towards the line he comes now. Can he improve on his 130.7? He does, 2 tenths, so just a tenth and a half, 130.9. Craig E doesn't improve on his time. Lucas Roth, the next man to come to the line. Any improvement for him? No. What about Emplava? He doesn't improve also. Gary then, the next car, but we know Gary is on an outlap. And Gary will get one run at this. Welshie then should, I reckon, be the first man to finish here. He might just sneak in another lap, but I feel that it's going to be very, very tough for him to sneak one in. I tell you what, though, actually, he's not messed up Lodge, so he will get another run at this. So Welshie, does he improve this time? He does. closing that gap to him and Emplava, and will get one more run at here. So it will be DJ Phil who will finish qualifying for us here.
He's locked up into the chicane. Got Craig just behind, so Craig's going to get a little distant slipstream. Can DJ Phil get any closer to Welshie? He's a second and a half up as he goes through the split.
He is indeed. So DJ Phil doing the business at the moment, and through Druids he comes now. Lucas Roth's gone back to the pit, so he is done. So if Craig finds about half a second, that'll put Lucas Roth down onto the second row of the grid. Here comes DJ Phil then, through Lodge, for the final time in this qualifying session, and towards the line now. Is he going to improve on his time? He was up by quite a bit. Does he improve on 7th? No, he doesn't. Craig can't improve either. The next car will be Emplava. Any improvements on P5? He improves but stays 5th. Gary, can he extend his lead? No, he can't. We now wait for Welshie. Can Welshie get any closer to Emplava here?
Yeah, or can he find 1.3 or 1.2 seconds he needs to jump up into 5th place? Comes across the line now.
A flash of the lights, but I don't think any improvement. Gary, though, will take a second point of the evening as he takes pole position for round 8. Jamie, run us through the final standings.
So on pole position, once again, is Gary 131. Second place is Lucas Roth. Third is Craig. Fourth is Smoky Devil. Fifth, Emplava. Sixth, Welshie. 7th, DJ Phil. Bryn, the first of the non-qualifiers, in 8th. Jay, 9th. Nick Lavilla, 10th. Fat Bozzy Boy, 11th. Andy, 12th. And Orthdubs, 13th. Fury, 14th. And Cobb, 15th.
And you feel that Unorthodox is going to just slightly struggle a little bit here in this race. Right, the drivers are getting ready. Final preparations. Gary needs to make sure he's got enough fuel in for this 20-minute race.
Yeah, he needs to make sure apparently he put in 15 laps of fuel. Make sure you put in 16 laps of fuel, Gary, just so you have a little bit spare.
Who's your money on for this race, Jamie?
It's got to be Gary as long as he puts enough fuel in.
So 216 points, 243 points still left to play for before the start of this race. Who is going to take what? The championship from Bozzy Boy to Fury is 105 points, so everybody can still mathematically win it. But it's 17 between the top 4. Sorry, Jamie.
North Dubs has got his 100 litres in. Fury has. Andy has.
And Jay
has.
So there you go then. 3 of the top 4 championship contenders are at the very back of the grid. Jay is P9 and mid-pack. Where would you rather be starting, Jamie, in this race?
I'd probably say I'd rather start at the back just in case there's any first lap shenanigans and just able to pick my way through. One
person who's going to be quick here is the man in 15th. The championship leader. He's not got the 100 litres of fuel for this race.
Yeah, he's going to be very quick indeed.
So expect to see Cobb come flying through the pack in this one. Needs to finish ahead of Fury to get some extra points, as Laura Sage in the chat. Good luck, Smoky Devil. The revs rise then here at Oulton Park for the final time tonight. It's green, we're away, and another BMW rocket launch. And who hasn't got going? It's Andy who's not got going.
Oh, has he got going? No, he has not got going at all.
We all look like we're through to one. There's an Orthodox in the wall. And a big off for Unorthodox here. Andy hasn't moved a muscle. Gary's gone. Craig's second. Where is Lucas Roth? He's 13th. Lucas Roth's 13th. We've lost Andy.
Emplava's lost a lot of positions as well. You see Lucas Roth off in the background. See Bryn pushing that Bozzy Boy wide. It's going to get an opportunity for Jay, not quite, but Bryn getting his elbows out already.
Indeed, he is getting his elbows out already, and a good start for Bryn. Oh, Bozzy's tapped him! Bozzy's tapped him there.
Yeah, they all scatter in avoidance, and that Bozzy boy drops down to 12th position. He's now behind Digo, so Welsh up to 3rd as well.
Welsh absolutely flying at the minute.
Yeah, he's got Nick Neville behind him. Jay, who had the better starting position, has already got Fury on the back of him.
He has indeed. Where's Cobb? Cobb's right in the background as well, so Cobb will want to come and make a bit of a charge here on the back of these two as well. And was that a tap from Fury on the back of Jay there?
Yeah, and he now loses that position to Cobb. There's Smoky. Cobb's now going to get past Fury, so is Fury slowing down to let Jay through? No, is the answer. I think if he was that slow, or is it just the 100 litres taken into effect?
Yeah, unsure what it is. Gary, the vote's going his way. Dan, look at Dan. He's had to pit.
He might lose his 100 litres now after all.
He needs someone else to have a massive good race here. Natasha Frampton in the chat. Go Cobb. Evening, some new faces in the chat. Please do hit that subscribe button and like the video if you are new. Hit the bell to be notified. But Gary out front has checked out from Craigie, from Welshie, from Nick the Villa. Bryn 5th, you see there. Then it's Cobb, Fury, Jay. And Smoky Devil on the back of Fury, you feel, was a little naughty at Lodge at the end of lap 1.
Yeah, Jay just got all sideways coming through his locks.
Dan still in the pit lane and he is not moving. Had to restart the game and press start engine with the controller, said Andy. Oh, what a dismal second race for Andy then. Welshie on the back of Cobb. Nick the Villa gaining on the back of Welsh. And in terms of the championship, Nick the Villa is the man to take points away from Dan here. 21 currently behind Dan. And Dan's down in 14th. Nick the Villa will be wanting a podium. Dan's just came out the pit lane and look at who's about to lap him.
Yeah, Gary is already on the back of him, so that's not what Dan's going to want to see at all.
Nick the Villa absolutely flying. Welshie trying to get on the back of Craigie. Bryn up to 5th, just losing touch here, but has Cobb all over the back of him. And we said watch for Cobb. Cobb will be flying. Welshie was wide through Cascades. There is Cobb and Bryn in the background. Apologies. And down towards the chicane they come. Where is Bryn and Cobb? What are they going to do as they filter out the hairpin corner? Bryn's still ahead, but look at Fury, Jay and Smoky Devil. It's a gaggle of McGanns here. And Bryn doing a very good job at the minute of defending from the three of the championship contenders.
Oh, but he's locked up. Stay out the wall. He's managed to keep it out the wall.
He's recovered that very well.
Yeah, he has. He's recovered that very well indeed. Fury is all over the track. Oh, he cuts Jay.
Oh, hello. Chopping the nose off.
Yeah.
Gary, 4.2 seconds out front here. As Bryn's wide at Druids, Cobb up the inside, Fury up the inside, and Jay very wide at the exit of Druids. Bryn went wide, loses 2 places, and Jay off and wide as well. And Bryn's now got to recover to make these places back. He was a little deep at Lodge, and Jay up through he goes. P7 for Jay. Bryn drops down to 8th in 2 corners.
Yeah, Jay come off as well. He came back on and made a little bit more contact with Bryn. So Jay's gone very wide. He's managed to keep it on the track.
Just about there is Bryn looking to make some more moves. Nick the Villa very wide through Cascades in the background. 18 people watching, 13 likes. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button on this stream if you like what you see here. Nick the Villa gone straight on. He has a bit, he's come off the grass there.
Yeah, he went very deep there. What's happened to Jay's made a mistake as well. What's happened to Jay?
Jay and Bryn. Where's Bryn? Bryn's there. They've all lost out to Bozzy Boy. So what has happened to Bryn and WRSCJ? But they're now side by side. Cobb still has Fury on the back of him. Dan is nowhere to be seen in this race. In fact, he is. He's to be seen by the front of Gary 131. Dan cannot ignore blue flags here. You have to move out the way for the leaders. And he is not going to be thrilled with this. Gary might just be tickling himself a little bit.
Yeah, he might be tickling himself a little bit, but he knows how quickly things can change. He saw that in race 1, and Dan is letting him through. This is pretty much kicking his teeth.
That's painful. That is painful.
That's very painful.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
What?
Zandvoort F1 where I had to lap Green Pies. You just feel that Green Pies was, painful for Green Pies to be in that situation. Yeah. It's the same situation for Dan here, where it's just, like you say, a kick in the teeth, very painful that you're having to be lapped by Gary 131. It means the Astros are 13th and 14th in this race. What can Dan do in this one to recover? Lucas Roth down to 12th, Bryn down in 11th, Jay down in 10th. Fury missing the hairpin pretty much altogether. Lucky that he didn't run into the back of Cobb.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the guys are on this straight now. There's a handful.
Oh, hello. Yeah, and Plover Smoky Devil side by side together. Smoky round the outside at Hislops. Can he make it work? Of course he can.
Jay looks like he's really, really struggling now with 100 litres because he's not. I wonder whether he's got some damage with that contact from Bryn.
Yeah, I think Bryn's got damage as well because I think he has because he's dropping right off the pace. One thing to note about Smoky Devil passing and Plover, them two are teammates on a Thursday night in the GT3s, so they won't want to touch each other there. They'll want to keep the relationship clean and happy. Lucas Roth, he'll want top 12 in the standings because he'll want to race at his home track of Not Kill, so wants to clear Bryn and does. Bryn, well saved.
Yeah, very well saved. There's now a massive gaggle of cars. Well, I say massive, I thought it was a massive gaggle. Well, she tried in that third place at the minute, holding off Nick Villa, but Cobb, Fury and Smoky Devil are all joining onto the back.
Indeed they are. And Gary 6 seconds up front from Craigie, who's got 9 tenths to Welshie, who's got 7 tenths to Nick the Villa, who's got a couple of attempts to Cobb, who's got a couple of attempts to Fury, who's got a few seconds back to Smoky Devil. So a few cars here. Welshie looking to pounce over this Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, and you get the feeling his race isn't done yet. Good running from Welshie, this in a touring car.
Yeah, it was a very good running, but I think he's now going to have to start defending from the McGann behind him. He gets on the grass a little bit.
I don't think it's the McGann behind him he's got to worry about. I think it's the McGann behind that one.
Yes. No, the two McGanns behind that one.
Fury just dropped off the pace a little bit of Cobb. He's about a second down. He's up on his delta, but yeah, he's lost some ground to Cobb at some point.
Let's say Cobb's running a lot less fuel than what Fury is.
He is indeed, and we said Cobb was the man to watch in this second race, and Gary 131 is just checking out up front. And with 11.5 minutes to go in this race. Oh no, Welshie's wide.
He's about to be mugged for all positions. Fury's not close enough. Can Welshie hold it around? No, he's lost. But here comes Cobb on Nick Villa already. He's too much.
Oh, they touch! And Welshie has to avoid Cobb, who does well to save it. Fury has nowhere to go. Now tries to go to the outside, and they're 3 abreast coming down towards Cascades. And Cobb pushing Welshie onto the grass, and Fury gets past the pair of them.
Yeah, and that's released Nick Villa to go after Craig.
And Welshie there, one mistake from him has cost him 4 places. And now Smoky Devil can gain on the back of Welshie here then, as can Plover. Lucas Roth, 11th place, still trying to hunt down that Bozzy boy, and them two resuming their battle from earlier on. But Bozzy trying to keep with WRSCJ here.
Yeah, he is. Nick Villa's already got onto the back.
I think Bryn's made a mistake. He's dropped well off the back of Lucas. Oh yeah, he's got bad damage.
Yeah, he's got very bad damage. He's now got DJ Phil coming to pass him for 12th place.
And look at Dan's lap time, matching the pace of Nick the Villa. Oh, Fury, well wide.
Cobb's going to have an open invitation, and through he goes for 4th place.
Oh, Fury breaks ever so late there. You just feel that he was going to tap the back of Cobb. But Fury on his merry way once again. Yeah, and here, his job done at the moment.
Yeah, so with all these guys fighting, it's just saying Cobb and Fury keep fighting as well as Craig.
Oh, who's wide through Cascades? And does this invite Nick the Villa? Craig will have to keep it to the right-hand side of the track for the hairpin. He doesn't know. And does Nick the Villa think of switching underneath and getting a cutback? No, he doesn't. He runs a little deep himself. Tell you what, with Bryn's damage and DJ Phil running slow here, Dan could gain an extra 2 places.
Nick the Villa's got the run. Is Craig going to be able to hold it round the outside, or is this a battle he's going to lose? No, Nick the Villa gives
Yields, doesn't he? Yields there and lets him have the corner. As Fury's trying to gain on the back of Cobb, you see Smoky Devil's got past Welshie, and Welshie now has Emplava for company, and he'll soon have Jay and Buzzy Boy. But yeah, Dan here with Bryn and DJ Phil slow. Dan here has a chance. What is he? He's only about 30 seconds off the back of them. There's still 8 minutes left. Dan might fancy his chances of getting past Bryn and DJ Phil in this race.
Yeah, he might. He's got to unlap himself first because Nick Villa is trying so hard to get past that Mercedes, but Craigie is standing firm.
He is standing firm. Just become a champion as Craigie on another league, so well done to him. There's it, Fury and Cobb in the background, and Craigie standing solid and doing everything he needs to do in this race at the moment. Cobb, 24.8 last lap, absolutely flying. Gary is 8 seconds up the road. He is gone. Oh, they just rub a little bit. That's going to force Nick the Villa wide. Does this give Cobb an invitation? It's gave him an invitation to get on the back of him, and he's a lot closer now. And now it's this quartet of cars all fighting for what is second place on this road, because Gary has checked out. Cobb, round! Fury, has he tapped the back of him again?
That'll be one that. Oh, yeah, he's waiting.
He's waiting. He's letting Cobb go. Fury knows he's at full there, but Smoky Devil. Well, I don't want a second invitation. I'll have 2 places. Welshie and Emplava now have the opportunity, and Cobb was on the back of Nick the Villa for a podium. He's now down in P5 once again here. Smoky Devil now in 4th place. And look at Nick the Villa and Craigie up front. They are side by side. The cameramen not picking them up through Lodge. And Nick the Villa looking underneath, but he's going to be at the outside. He's going to have the inside line for turn 1. Does he have the momentum? Craig can't cover him. Here comes Nick the Villa. And into turn 1 as easy as you like. He's just got to not do that.
Wide. Can Craig get back up the inside? I think he's probably going to think better of it because it's through Cascades, and yet thinks better of it and lets Nick the Villa have the position. But yeah, it's a scary moment there for Nick the Villa.
Scary moment indeed. Cobb right on the back of Smoky Devil, right up his chuff. Lucas Roth has got past that Buzzy Boy, I've noticed, on the timing screens. And Dan now within 23 seconds of DJ Phil. So can Dan score a point or two? Phil and Bryn are just come through Druids. Dan is at Knickerbrook. So a lot to do in 6 minutes.
Yeah, a lot to do indeed. She's now trying to put a move on Fury. He's not close enough into the chicane. Emplava's there waiting for anything to kick off, and Jay is waiting as well.
Yeah, Lucas Roth has that Buzzy Boy for company, but they're 10 seconds behind this gaggle of cars here. And for Welchie here, good result, good haul of points to get him into that top 12 race at Not Kill. He's wide at Druids. Can he recover it? Emplava through, Jay through. Welshie loses 2 places, and he's dropped down to 9th. And he won't want to keep doing that. Was running 3rd earlier in this race. 5.5 minutes to go. Guys and girls in the chat, get your votes in for driver of the day.
Now trying to look.
Oh, Nick the Villa's past Craigie. Oh, we saw that one, didn't we? No, we saw that. Yeah, we saw that.
He got the job done at Oulton. He's pulled away quite a bit. He's near.
He has.
He was like a second lap. He was a second quicker last time.
Jay has passed Emplava on the timing screens. That's just happened.
Yeah, Emplava's just run a little bit wide, so as well. She's not quite close enough.
The gap for Dan to Bryn and Phil is now under 20 seconds. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Can Dan get this done? There is Phil. Still battling with Bryn. Bryn got that damage.
Ooh. DJ, if we're going to have a look up the inside of Bryn, can't get the move done. Whilst he's still battling, Dan's 14 seconds behind.
Yeah, indeed he is. Dan on a charge here, and you look at the last lap, 6 seconds quicker. These two in the 34s. DJ Phil going to look up the inside again, and Bryn just driving exactly how he needs to here, but the damage just causing him too many problems. And on the curb, DJ Phil going to look around the outside at Cascades. That is a brave move. I tell you what, he's got it done, but not fully, because Bryn's still there, and Phil wants to keep it on the track, not touch the grass. Got very close, and has to tuck in once again behind Bryn, as Dan now 11 seconds behind. Gary, was he sideways through Cascades there? He was, a little rare mistake, and the gap's closing. But Gary, don't throw this one away.
No, don't definitely don't throw this one away. He's had it relatively easy compared to the first race. Cobb still can't get past that other McGann. He's looking everywhere. That's the problem with driving racing against the same car. It's got the same strengths and the same weaknesses as well, so you can't exploit them.
Yeah, it has indeed. Dan took 9 seconds out of Bryn and Phil on that last lap. And this man, Jay, is losing out to way. In fact, he's behind Woshin and Plover again.
Yeah, he was quicker on that last lap, but I wonder if he's made a mistake this lap.
Potentially so. When Plover trying to get past Fury, and this will do Cobb some good finishing ahead of Fury. He'll want to put a car between himself and Fury. Who it's going to do really well is Nick the Villa. So with Dan 14th, his title rivals aren't on the podiums to score some extra points. But either way, he's still going to want them extra points of catching Bryn and DJ Phil. They're coming through Cascades again. Dan is 9 seconds off the back of DJ Phil. So Dan is on an absolute mission. 4 seconds quicker last time around. And DJ Phil's gone off at Cascades, I think, on the track map. And this, look, he's well off. And where's Dan? There's Dan.
Yeah, Dan can now. Oh, DJ Phil just gets it stopped. And this is going to be...
He's got to slow down here. He's got to move out of the way for Gary. It's normal Touring Car Rouge. You've got to respect the blue flags. DJ Phil has to stay to one side. He's on the grass. He lifts off the throttle. And Dan now within 2.6 seconds of DJ Phil. And that one mistake has potentially cost him 13th place in this race. Because Dan, you get the feeling with at least 2 more laps to go, is charging.
Yeah, he is. Well, she's still on the back of Emperor. Jay's just lost even more time in the background. Yeah, his last lap was a 1 minute 30, so that definitely indicates that he made a mistake. I think Liam made a mistake last lap as well, because he was right on the back of Lucas Roth, and he was... Yeah,
you look at 10 seconds slower look on the last lap. 36.9 for Liam compared to a 26.7 for Lucas Roth. As well, Shahir, 1,000th up on his best lap. So wanting to put some more pressure on the Mercedes-Benz of Plover. The poll is up. Gary, Fury, Cobb or Jay for driver of the day. Get your votes in. Well, she getting Druids a bit wrong, though. And here comes Dan. How hard is Phil going to fight this one? You see Bryn in the distance as well. That's about 5 seconds down to Bryn. And Phil on the grass.
Yeah, he just kind of moved out of the way there, thinking possibly Dan's the elite car. And Bryn's made a mistake as well, so Dan could get past as well. Ooh.
Oh, Nick the Villa nearly collecting DJ Phil there, and Nick the Villa's really closed the gap up to Gary. Gary back on the pace then this time round, so Nick the Villa 3.4 off him. Gary will not want to make any more mistakes. Will this be the last lap? That's the question. But look at Dan just in front of Nick the Villa. He's got Bryn right in front of him. And can Dan clear the Renault Megane Bryn, who's got a heavily damaged car? And Bryn trying to hold on for 12th and some extra points in the bag. He'll not want to drop to 13th, but Dan needs every point extra that he can gain here. He's coming up to the part of the track that's going to be tricky to overtake. He's now got to the outside, up Clay Hill, and Bryn is being overtaken by Dan, and into Druids they go. And Dan will now start to pull away, and Bryn didn't really seem to find that one too hard. He knows that Dan has a lot more pace in offer than a damaged Renault Megane of Bryn.
Is Gary going to get another lap in here? No, I reckon this might be the... Yeah, this is going to be the end.
This is going to be the end. So for Gary 131, it could have been the London buses. It's not going to be, but it's going to be race win number 20 here at Simplay Motorsport. Dan will cross the line a lap down, as will Bryn and DJ Phil. But Nick the Villa will take P2 in this race. Good job for him. 3rd place goes the way of Craig here. Fantastic effort from Craig. 4th place goes the way of Cobb in the end, with Smoky Devil crossing the line P5. Fury only 6th place, and not what he'd have wanted at all, with N. Plover in 7th. Welshie picking up P8. WRSCJ 9th place for him. Lucas Roth looks like he's come through to take 10th.
And the last one to cross the line will be that Bozzy Boy, but he's dropped a long way back, but he's got massive damage.
He has got massive damage indeed, so he's not gone the way he'd have wanted for that Bozzy Boy. DJ Phil got 13th place in that race. Jamie, fastest lap?
Fastest lap went to, I think, Gary.
So Gary just takes the fastest lap. Bryn came home in 13th place. So hopefully the championship standings have been updated. No. So Gary takes the fastest lap. So Jamie, get the top 3 in for a quick interview while I just try and sort out the problems here. So while Jamie gets the top 3 in then, what a night. Get your votes in for Driver of the Day. That poll will end momentarily. And what a night. If you're interested in joining in tomorrow night, myself and Dan Davis will be live with the Pro-Ams around the famous Imola circuit. As can that Little Leach take it to the rest of the pack? Can Bryn close the gap back up to Little Leach? Or will someone else try and spoil the party in the Pro-Am? Make sure you tune in 8 p.m. BST to find out. Jamie will be back in your commentary box with Dan on Thursday, So make sure you tune in for that one as well, as you will not want to miss anything that has happened this week. I think we've got Gary in at the moment. Is that it so far?
I think just Gary at the minute.
Right, so while Gary is in here, I'm just going to update the tables. They have been sorted.
So we've got someone else. We've got Craig in.
We've got Craig in as well. So the tables look like this. Fury leads the way, 6 points clear of Cobb, with Jay in 3rd place, 15 points back. Dan will have to carry 100 litres at Snetterton. He's still in 4th, 23 points off the championship lead now. Nick Lavilla is only 28 points behind. He's brought himself back into this one. Smoky Devil, 6th place, 48 off to back. Craig E up to P7 with Gary P8. John Boy stays P9. And Plava 10th, Mazda 11th. The Scotsman of Welsh, he manages to get into P12 to get into that not-kill shootout a little later on in the season. Monkey Boy drops to 13th with Bryn 14th. Lucas Roth P15, DJ Phil Green in 16th with Andy 17th, and that Bozzy Boy rounding out the standings in 18th place. And we'll start then with Craig Ian. Craig, a very nice race for you in that second one, a battle with Welshie. You got 2nd place and managed to hold on to a podium.
Thanks very much. Try a recovery drive after race 1. Had a terrible race 1. I was trying to hold on from the McGanns. Hard to hold on from them, like.
Indeed it is. You made that Mercedes look well in the second race, and your first podium of the season, promoting you to 7th in the championship. Happy overall?
I'm happy with the second race, yeah. Over the moon with that. Didn't think I'll come in the top 5, let alone top 3.
We go to Snetterton next week. Do you like the track, and if so, what can you do around there?
It's a bit of a bogey track for me, to be honest. I've never really gone well there, but we'll see how it goes. Probably trying to hang on to somebody's coattails.
Well, we wish you the best of luck for next week, buddy, and well done tonight.
Thanks very much, and have a good night, yous.
Cheers, you too. And we got Gary, and we know this man likes Snetterton 300. The question is, can he top up enough fuel?
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
You seem to have the pace all night. You made one mistake where Fury got past in race 1. You then ran out of fuel in race 1, which gave you the opportunity to put it on pole and pull away in race 2.
Yeah, I was just saying after that race, to be fair, when you've got such a command and lead, you sort of try and calm down and not make any mistakes. And I kept making little mistakes.
Yeah, we saw the one coming through Cascades. Let's be honest. Did you have a bit of a grin on your face when you put a lap on Orthodubs?
No, because I wanted to pull away from them a bit further. If it's still pulled away.
Snetterton next week. We know if they're new to Simplay and you don't know how much this man loves Snetterton, tune in next Tuesday because you'll find out what can you do around there.
Hopefully we'll have enough fuel. We'll be somewhere there or thereabouts, and let's try to pull away.
Thursday night, what's your ambitions for Thursday?
Hopefully the wheel stays working and try to pick up some points for the team.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, buddy, and we'll let you get back to it. I don't think we got Nick the Villa in for a quick chat at the end, but Jamie, final thoughts from yourself tonight and your driver of the day.
Driver of the day's got to be Gary. So brilliant night's worth of racing. So good to be back after missing GT3s last week. Just some good racing. So got once again brilliant for the championship. And Dan's not going to be happy that he's still got 100 litres. I don't think he'll ever lose that. But yeah, so brilliant, nice night's worth of racing, and yeah, can't wait for next week.
On we go then. Join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. BST, where myself and Dan Davis will be in the commentary box bringing you the Pro-Ams. Jamie and Dan will be in the commentary box Thursday night for the Pros, and it's the penultimate race of the season on Sunday in the F1. Can Gary not get a 3-second penalty and take a race win? Can Sutty go back-to-back? Can I find back into some form and get a win myself? These boys will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. next Tuesday night. Thank you all for you being here tonight, for your comments as well. Thanks to all the lads for the racing. And as well, a massive thank you once again to everybody who gave me their support over the weekend. Absolute privilege to see you guys and the nice comments and feedback you all gave me. That's all we've got time for though tonight. Take care. See you tomorrow.